Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, traders around the world. How are you guys doing? It's been a minute, guys. It's been a minute. I've been traveling all over, trying to strike some deals here and there. You need to flip some money if you make forex profits. You always need to look for opportunities elsewhere. To try and diversify your income. You know what I mean? Increase your streams of income. So it's been a minute. We are back at it. This week is a very big week. It's CPI week. The market is gonna move like crazy. So before we go to our technicals, let's just jump into our fundamentals. It's gonna be a pretty much incredible week. So yeah, let's just jump in there and see what we have on our fundamentals. As you can see there, we have on Monday we don't have much. We only have some New Zealand dollar new inflation expectations, which is not much. We don't have any news there. And then when we jump onto Tuesday, May the 14th, we have some employment change on the GBP, and yeah, man, I think it's gonna be quite exciting. And then the big day that we are all waiting for. And then late on Tuesday we have PPI, core CPI, and Mr. Jerome Powell, the Fed from the US, is gonna be speaking around 4 p.m. So expect some volatility there on USD pairs and so on and so forth, right? And then the big week is going to start on Wednesday afternoon, especially on the USD pairs. We have our CPI, which is going to be 2:30 my time and 8:30 New York time, right? It's going to be quite exciting. And I think the past couple of weeks the last week we had a choppy week. The market was not really clear on how it wants to pan out, but we had quite some opportunities in the market, especially when you look at gold and other assets and other instruments, right? And then Thursday we're gonna have unemployment or employment change in Australia, which is going to be followed by unemployment claims as usual, which happens every Thursday at 2:30 my time. And yeah, I think it's going to be a wrap. But after CPI, expect the market to move like crazy. Expect the market to have a clear direction after CPI. Tomorrow, which is Monday, we expect a bit of, a choppy Monday, but we will have opportunities here and there, especially on the US dollar, on the Aussie dollar, since we have news on the Aussie dollar tomorrow morning, like in the wee hours of tonight, right? The market opens at 11 p.m. and closes 11 p.m. on Friday, right? So yeah, I think when you go into your technicals, we don't have much. Let me just check quickly what we have there. We're just gonna check with what's happening here. This is this is Bitcoin. Let me just check. If you go to your if you were to jump into your USDX, this is what we have. Pretty much choppy the past week, which was, I think towards the end of last week we had a weak dollar. Prior to that we had quite a bullish USDX. But as you can see, this is what we have on the USDX. We had price coming back into that imbalance and tapping on that support, and we had a bit of a rejection. I think going into Monday, we will see the market just retesting here and just trying to play out to gauge and wait for CPI. The market will really pretty much move on CPI day, which is on the 15th, I think on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, as you saw in our fundamentals. After that, we'll have a clear direction. But if you look at the, let me just go to the monthly and check. We had a pretty much, the US dollar was bullish for quite some months. It has tapped into that imbalance, which you see there on the monthly, and pretty much tapped there and then retraced. And then as you go to your daily, actually to your weekly, you see price retracing after it went and hit on that resistance there. So right now, around about now, you can see after price tapped onto that resistance and rejected, we had price coming back into this imbalance, and then now we are trying to push up, which is why you saw that supply demand sandwich on the H1 time frame. The reason why price came here and then went up is because when you go to your weekly, this is what you see. Price pretty much went up, came back into that support, and then pushed up. Do you see that? I think that is pretty much what we see on the but CPI is gonna clear a lot of things out. Like, we have a clear direction on the market after CPI has been released, right? Right now, we don't really know much how things are gonna pan out as things stand, right? And then if you jump into your GU, which is your GBPUSD, you can see price has just been sandwiched into that channel there that you see. We have a horizontal resistance there, horizontal support, price dropped there. And then last week we had pretty much price, the market was just choppy, as you can see, because the Aussie dollar was also choppy. There wasn't really news that really moved the market. We had news on the on the UK interest rate, but it didn't do much. It didn't really do much. But as you can see, you just have to follow what the price is doing. From what has been happening in the past weeks, price has just been stuck here, coming into this support, pushing up, coming back again, going up there, trying to do that fake out there. I think this was during the Fed rate, right? This was not the Fed rate. This was during NFP. So NFP is out of the way. FOMC, which is the Fed rate, is also out of the way. And now we have the big mover, which is your CPI, coming on Wednesday. And as you can see, price dropped after the CPI, went all the way down to this support, and then we have price pushing up, but didn't have a lot of momentum pushing up. So what I'm expecting from tomorrow, we expect a pullback to this support, which will be in the morning. As you can see, price doesn't have a lot of power. We have a lot of bears pushing price down. As you can see, after price came here, went all the way up, it doesn't have a lot of power to push up. So we might see price coming back to this imbalance to try and grab some liquidity, and then we'll have price setting up for a bullish GU, right? That's if price fails to break this minor resistance, right? But as you can see, what I'm expecting here, I'm just expecting price to drop here, grab some liquidity, and then play out on some support. Then we expect price to go back, to go up to that resistance if the dollar becomes weak. If that doesn't happen, we have price knocking on this resistance, and then if it breaks out, it will push up to that high, right? So yeah, I think and then on your what else? Gold, we didn't have much. So as you can see, gold is headed for price, pushed up to that high, came back to create a lower low, pushed up to create a lower high, and then now we have price pushing down to this. If this support holds where price turned last, we'll see gold pushing back up, which I doubt. We might we might have a bullish dollar tomorrow morning, and then this might make the dollar to create a lower low into that imbalance, to create a lower low into that support, right? Do you see how the chain of events works out? So we pretty much have we have a clear answer in the morning to see what exactly is happening with gold. But as things stand, we might see gold dropping to here and then to grab some liquidity, then push back up, and then maybe go all the way down again. Or if this support holds, it will push back again and we'll have a bullish dollar, right? So when you analyze the market, all you have to do is go trade what you see. Don't trade what you think. If price is on a support, see if the support holds. You see if that the price rejects at a support. The reason why we mark these key levels is for us to have an indication or a clue of where the price is going to go next. If a support holds, then we expect price to reject and go up. If a resistance holds, we expect price to reject and then drop all the way down, right? And then what else? I think now all you have to do is go to your Nasdaq. As you can see, Nasdaq grabbed some liquidity, pushed all the way up to the resistance, came back here to this minor support, rejected, and we might see price pulling all the way down on Nasdaq. But as things stand, price is still on that minor support. So we might see price going back to retest that high and then reject, then that's when it will drop. But we just waiting for CPI. That's when we have a clear direction. Remember, a strong dollar makes indices to be weak, and when a weak dollar makes indices to buy, right, or makes indices to be strong. And as you can see, most of these indices, the German 40, which is your DAX 40, has also been very bullish. Price is just trying to retrace a bit. We might see price continuing to be very bullish because we've been having a weak dollar lately. But after CPI, we might see the complexion of the market structure changing and trying to move maybe in the opposite direction, which is more of your sell, because we've had bullish indices. Like if you look at the FTSE, which is your UK 100, has been pushing up. You can see it's been bullish, like an all-time high of, it went to an all-time high of 8460 round about there. And if you look at the DAX also, it is also on uncharted waters, like clearly bullish, right? Maybe after CPI we might see, even if you go to use through your US 30, which is your Dow Jones, we have a bullish US 30 and price is stuck there at the top. As you can see, we don't have much of bullish power pushing up. So clearly CPI is going to give us an answer to a lot of questions, right? Yeah, I think with that said, if you look at your Hong Kong 50 also, it's also been bullish, right? You can see all these are on all-time highs. Your Hong Kong 40, your CAC 40, which is your France 40, and so on and so forth, right? So yeah, I think pretty much that's what we have in the market this week. Let's just jump into crude oil and see what's going to happen. You can see what crude oil did there. Crude oil had been bearish for some time. It's been very, very bearish. And then right now it's sitting on this support. And then on Friday, we saw price dropping all the way down. It didn't have much power, like bullish power to push up. Tried to push up, failed. Tried to push up the second time, created a double top, and then dropped all the way down to here to grab some liquidity. So you're going to see this week what price is going to do. If this doesn't hold, price will continue, will break again, and then push all the way down, right? If this holds, we'll see a bit of a buy, price pushing all the way up again. And then if this fails to hold, we might see price changing direction and being bullish. Obviously, you also need to check on the other bigger time frames to get a clue of where the market is going. Don't just use one time frame. Use bigger time frame to look at the market direction, and then use smaller time frames to look for your sweet and precise entries. All right. I think with that said, I would just like to say, excuse me for my silence. We'll try to make more content for you. I hope you are enjoying it. Don't forget to like and click and subscribe to this channel. Let's grow the channel together and let's keep on learning, right? Wishing you a great trading week ahead. Please trade with caution, make lots of money, try to withdraw your profits as and when you make profits. It's also a skill to do that, because if you overtrade, you end up not respecting your money, right? Yeah, with that said, I wish you all a great trading week. Be blessed, and all the best for the new week. God bless. Thank you.